On this week's episode of Friend Code, we're talking about Sephiroth and Smash Brothers, another Super Nintendo World update, and we're answering some of your love and respect questions. Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Friend Code. I'm your host, Michael Damiani. This week, I'm joined by Brad Ellis. How's it going,
Achievements,
dude?
achievements.
I love the achievements. My bad. Huber is currently streaming God of War. Huber has been anticipating doing this, his full playthrough, and I'm not getting in between him and God of War. So wanted to have Huber on to talk about the Super Nintendo World stuff. But you know what? It's cool because I got Brad here, and we're gonna be talking about Sephiroth, and it's gonna be everything you wanted to hear about Sephiroth because Sephiroth.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we got lined up for the show today. So yeah, Sephiroth in Smash Brothers. Brad, you mentioned to me before we started recording that you actually got to get some hands-on with him. Can you explain though real quick how you actually got Sephiroth? Because today is supposed to be the day Sephiroth releases. So how did you get to play Sephiroth early?
So I went in and there is the Sephiroth like boss mode kind of thing available at the top right when you log in. And I did it real quickly. It's just kind of like a little boss fight, but it's presented really well, like presented in a very Final Fantasy manner. And it's just a boss fight you one-on-one with Sephiroth in the crater stage and all of that. And once you beat him, you get him. He's unlocked essentially. This has been out for about a week now. I think it's been since whenever our reaction was. That's when it came out pretty much. But yeah, just unlocked Sephiroth quickly after that. And I got to mess around with one of the greats.
I think it's pretty cool they did this. So
me too.
To remind you, it was last Thursday actually. So after they did the Smash things later that day, or I guess they shadow dropped it. I think it's cool. You mentioned like the presentation, like how they dressed it up, like even the the menu. Love that. Love that they did something themed like this to get early access to a character like this, as long as you pay. Gotta clarify, you have to have paid for the DLC. Correct. Otherwise the mode doesn't even you can't even do the mode if you didn't pay for DLC apparently. So I gotta ask you, did you try very hard, and have you beaten the hardest difficulty?
No, I just hopped into play. It was real quick. I was more like, I just want to play as him and kind of just see his moveset first. That's something I'd want to do later, but my first priority was just to play as him and mess around and listen to all the music tracks and everything and look at the stage important. Going.
That's an important thing to do. So to clarify, I only played last Thursday. I played the challenge. I've actually not played as Sephiroth yet. I just unlocked Sephiroth and then I just wanted the music and stuff. I was like, yo, and the stage. So I haven't actually tried out Sephiroth, but I will say this. I did try all three difficulties. Do you remember what Sakurai said about very hard?
It was supposed to be really hard, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
like I almost won. So I picked Samus and I almost won on my first try. I killed myself because I jumped off the edge. And then I didn't use my double jump and up. I just forgot what the buttons were for Smash for a second. I'm like, wait, how do I
did too. Were you using the Pro Controller?
No, I
didn't want to bust out the GameCube. Oh no!
I was just like, wow, something else is going on. I was like, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Maybe I should be using a controller. So I blew it. I had it on the first try. And it took another 12 or 13 tries.
Wow, really?
I got pretty angry. Some weren't even close.
I gotta try that. I gotta try that then.
He BM'd the hell out of me sometimes, and sometimes the AI was very generous and stood back and took a lot of my super missiles and charge shots. I was like, thank you so much for this. I'm sure I've seen people who beat it faster with cheese stuff. So I wanted to beat it with Samus though.
Yeah, that's your character.
I'm doing this.
I mean, I picked Cloud immediately. I was like, well, there's no way in hell I'm not being Cloud right now.
I don't know if you saw this or caught wind of it, but my friend Maximilian Dude went the first night he played as this. He didn't want to play online, so he fought He did 8-player mode, but he had 7 other AI CPU, and he did all Sephiroths. He played
Hell
as
yeah,
Cloud.
dude.
He set them all to level 7s, but
Hell
then he
yeah.
made one shirtless a level 9.
Mm-hmm.
And then he played on their stage.
Yep. Hell
he
yeah.
tried to beat it. And like,
that's good stuff.
I watched him beat the 7, all 7s and 9, but I think he ended up beating every difficulty. But it was hilarious watching him suffer that. But
that's funny.
You actually dove in with Sephiroth and you have to play it. And I'm curious, like, you know, how does Sephiroth feel? Because he looked cool. When Sakurai showed him off, he looked cool.
Yeah, I think he's a really fun character. Obviously, his sword is super long, you know, and that could be a cause for concern. But they're like the smash attacks. Essentially, it seems like his sword one. So you're left pretty vulnerable when he used one of those big swings. But it feels powerful and it has the reach, which it totally should. He has like this snap thing we saw. It like puts like blue or
Shadow
purple
flare
fire on you. Shadow flare, yeah, that's really cool. The 3 stages of flare that he has, he throws out, are really, really awesome. I really like him. He doesn't. I mean, I'm not a Smash tier expert, so I don't know anything like that. But he feels like he feels powerful, but I feel like he has enough weaknesses you can exploit if you're good. Just because like a lot of his really powerful attacks are super slow. But like I said, I'm not a huge Smash expert, so I don't know. But man, just playing as him, he's super well realized. I feel like to me, this is how he should play in Smash. It feels like Sakurai had a lot of fun with this one. Like I'm sure he does with like all the characters, but you know, it's like I feel like they really went above and beyond and like paying their respects to Sephiroth. Yeah. Especially with that boss mode. Like no one else has anything like that.
Yeah, for classic mode, going through that, I still gonna do that, and probably the first thing I'll do is Sephiroth is go through that boss rush, which is a cool. Like I just in general Smash doing those themes for classic.
Yeah, that's really cool.
The matchups you did, and even in the story mode, while they didn't have a million different like enemies, NPCs from all these games, they just have like a good amount of representation. They did their best within the confines of the character roster to like create scenarios using colors, you know, color themes on the characters, like a different outfit or whatever to match up in certain items and effects. This is another one of those instances where they just like that. I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I am the thing I was most blown away by in that presentation was the amount of effort that went into Sephiroth's level. The Northern Crater and the whole seeing it in action. That is I feel like that's one of the most impressive stages I've seen in Smash Brothers. Yeah,
especially for like a scrolling stage. Like scrolling stages to me are just okay. They're usually not my favorite. Maybe just because I'm a big Final Fantasy 7 fan, so I really like it. But I feel like it really showed a lot of the really cool moments from the end. Like obviously it's the end of the game, but I feel like it's a really important area for Sephiroth to have. Like I don't know what else level they could have done for him. Essentially, it's like we already got Midgar. It's like it has to kind of be this.
Yeah, because unless you're going to go completely Advent Children theme and go to Neo Midgar or whatever, I think that's what it's called in Advent.
Yeah, it's like Neo. It's something like that.
Yeah, and like you just fighting through like the buildings and stuff. It's like you already kind of got that vibe with. I mean, not exactly, but you already got a Midgar for
stage with Cloud.
So I think this is cool to do something like this, right?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't done this yet, but one cool touch that I liked was the new limit break for Cloud that they added. It's like his Advent Children on the Slash version. I haven't done that yet, but man, I really need to do that. That's super cool. That's like a sweet little touch that not a lot of people might get right away, but that just shows how much love they put in this character.
And that is something that I want achievements in system-wide for. I want system achievements for beating Sephiroth with that limit break to actually defeat him, not just land it, but like you got to land it and take a stock or defeat him in like some kind of mode. Yeah.
That achievements would be cool, right?
Yeah.
It would be fun.
For sure. This game, I mean, this game kind of has its own thing with those challenges that you stamp out. But yeah, the stage is cool, I think, not because of like what's going on in the foreground, as you mentioned. There are clearly more stages that have way more involvement up front with what you interact with the environment. But just like in terms of like a background stage, a scrolling stage, like everything, this is like I thought this was just like really like
Yeah.
this is about the best they could do with something like that, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah, you got like the high wind in there and everything. It's like, yeah, this is good stuff.
Man, the only thing I could do, there's like thinking of like crazy stuff they could do is just for stages, being on the high wind and like getting one of the weapons to show up or something, like diamond weapon or something.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what else you'd do. Maybe like the mansion or something. I don't know.
We have some suggestions for some stage ideas from one of the Patron questions in a little bit, but yeah, the possibilities, man. This is a train I never want to end, though, with Smash Brothers Ultimate. It's like the vibe I get after all of this, after all these character updates. They could make this go on forever, and they could keep selling passes forever. And man, when it finally comes to an end, when they're finally sacrifices, this is it. There will be no more content updates. For me, it's gonna be a sad day. I mean, it's a happy day for like, man, look how much they've done put in this game. But I think for a while now, I've been thoroughly convinced, like I think other people have, there's nothing like this happening again. This is a once in a lifetime thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think about the next Smash game and how cool it'll be, but I'll be sad, because I'm sure a lot of characters I love will be gone. There's so many great ones. Like even like Duck Hunt Dog being gone, I'd be sad. Like, no, my Duck Hunt Dog.
Duck Hunt's gone. Do you see like who's actually composing some of the music? Was it Shimamura, the Kingdom Hearts composer's doing Cosmo Canyon?
She did Cosmo Canyon, yeah.
And then
I listened to it.
Nier's composers did one of the songs. I think it's the Final Fantasy VII theme or one of
There's the theme, there's Aerith's theme and Cosmo Canyon that are like rearranged.
Cosmo Canyon's pretty good. The theme's really good. Sephiroth's the theme. The Aerith's theme is my favorite with the lyrics.
Yeah,
and stuff.
That's really good.
It's like,
it's really
good. That was like, this is good.
Yeah,
it felt nice to get the musical. Seeing Final Fantasy get the treatment it probably deserved for music after the Cloud Edition with just the 2 tracks from the OG.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's way better now. You got like the Advent Children tracks in there too. It's like really incorporating a lot. I was kind of surprised, but I guess not really that there's no Crisis Core music in there or anything. I guess maybe because they associate too much with Zack, but
maybe throwing Zack in as an assist trophy would have been.
Or like, I wish he was an Echo Fighter or something.
Oh yeah, an outfit. Yeah,
but or just an outfit.
You know how they are though, with the looks and stuff. They're very picky about how they characters.
Yeah, you gotta be careful.
And I think that's I wonder if that is a Nomura stipulation.
Wasn't he like friends with Sakurai?
I think they are. Sakurai is close with a lot of developers, and, they kind of respect each other. So I honestly think that the Sakurai loves Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 7. I think he's hardcore into it, and it was just like, yes. I feel like this is like him narrating the story of Final Fantasy 7 and even pointing out, by the way, this might not even be a spoiler for remake because
I don't know.
The dude is like clearly playing the shit out of Final Fantasy 7. So it's
I love it.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I hope those two make the cut in the next game. I doubt it, but that'd be awesome if they kept Cloud and Sephiroth in there.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll make it in or not. If they follow up with this game, we do have 3 more characters left. Obviously, we got 3 this year, 3 next year, probably due by the end of next year. They seem to be well on track with that now that they got 3 out this year. I always thought they were getting 2 this year in the best of situations, even before COVID happened. So pretty impressive stuff. Sakurai and his team. Still, working from home, though they said they rented that studio and nearby so that they could kind of facilitate some of the development. Pretty good stuff. But yeah, Sephiroth, if you didn't get him from the boss challenge, just dropped today as we're recording for everyone else, along with some of the other stuff like the spirit stuff, the spirit challenges, spirit board. It's going to get updated with Final Fantasy 7 stuff. Man, that's what I was asking you about, like, man, lamenting some of the possibilities. Because other Final Fantasy stuff. There are other Final Fantasy games that also have a stronger tie to Nintendo, but I think 7 is, you got to pick a Final Fantasy, you probably pick
It's
7.
Just the most recognizable.
Yeah.
Especially at this point in time with the remake and everything.
For sure. I got two questions related to Super Smash Brothers from our patrons
Okay.
before we move on here. The first one is from Ben. Steve and Sephiroth are the two latest Smash Brothers characters, and both are from big franchises. Are you fearful this could become a trend and niche characters will be few and far between in the release cycle?
No, I don't really have a problem with it at all. I like sure I would love to see some more characters, I guess nicher ones. Like I would even consider at this point in time, like Terry Bogard a niche character almost. Because like I'm sure there's a lot of people who haven't even played any of those games growing up or stuff like that. I think Sakurai will just do any character he kind of thinks is cool and fits in with the game. But I think there is still room for niche characters. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not worried about it really.
I wonder if you're coming from this point, Ben. There are a lot of Nintendo franchises that have characters that aren't represented in Smash.
Yeah,
Or at least in the way people would like. And
Yeah.
I understand that too. I mean, everyone has their favorite. I've seen people, wanted like, characters from Golden Sun to be playable. People want like, Rhythm Heaven, the Rhythm Heaven representation. Obviously, even The Legend of Zelda, just getting one of the
More
many characters
characters.
that aren't Link, Zelda, or Ganon to be playable in that series, especially after, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. It's like, man, I really would like some of those characters in Smash, but probably not happening. There's definitely room for that. And it's a little bit, bittersweet that we get all these great big third-party additions, but knowing that apparently this Fighter Pass Volume 2 will be the end, there's only 3 more slots, and you got to imagine not all in the most extreme circumstances, the 3 of them are not going to first-party character or Nintendo characters. Like, there's probably at least one more third-party surprise, you got to believe.
I mean, that's what seems to get the most buzz, though, is these big third-party characters. Like, let's say Waluigi was added. Cool. Like, I'm cool. Like, I'd totally be down. But there's no way it'll be as big as a character like Sephiroth or something like that. And it's like, man, you're talking about these crazy iconic characters like Sephiroth and even Steve. Like, I'm not even huge on Minecraft, but like, can't deny the power of that little block man. That's a huge character that a lot of people know.
Yeah, I think the impact they have, it's just good for Smash recognition because it brings new people in. New people get excited about Smash. And at this point, I feel like it is a celebration of gaming. Smash Brothers has always has almost exclusively been about like Nintendo celebration, Nintendo. And this is what makes Ultimate a little bit more special is the larger roster third party. Obviously it started with Brawl, bringing in Sonic, bringing in Snake, and continued on through the Wii U version, the Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS, and now Ultimate. And maybe for those of you, especially if you're talking about first party series, maybe that's where they go in the next entry, is they cool off with the third party representation and try and go for a broader representation of Nintendo's franchises.
Yeah.
So that's an more optimistic take maybe on it, is looking towards the future rather than the DLC here.
I definitely think there's hope. I mean, they added the Squid Kid this game, so I definitely think they're not forgetting Nintendo franchises. But like, no shade, a new Fire Emblem character might not get me so excited if there's already a ton of them. No problem with Fire Emblem characters being in there. No problem. Just maybe not 30.
Yeah, I think, but you know what about that one? I think when we talked about Byleth being added to Smash, this point was probably made. If it wasn't, it's being made now. There are great characters in Fire Emblem Three Houses that would have probably made a better character than Byleth.
I'm surprised one of the 3 leads or from each house wasn't one.
Yeah, Dimitri, Edelgard, Claude, like just getting one of the 3 leads in there, or all 3 of them, in some form, would have been gone down much better, I think, than just having
me too.
be the main one.
Me too.
I still suspect a Pokemon character is coming in one of the last 3.
Sure.
The power of Pokemon, never underestimate it.
Never do.
And despite some people being, what, another Pokemon character? It'll probably be a huge deal too, because of how big Pokemon is. That's just how it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping for like a a Capcom character. I
Mm.
really want like a Resident Evil character, or like everyone says Monster Hunter, and I think that's actually a pretty likely pick. I could actually see that happening. But even just someone like Leon, Chris, Jill, or
Yeah,
Wesker would be
and
awesome.
I'm with you because I want a Resident Evil stage and like the
Yeah.
craziness of like that stage could bring, but also
Mm-hmm.
Monster Hunter. I know we got Rathalos as a boss fight, and it's just that plain looking area. That's nothing special, but imagine if they made a more
Mm-hmm.
crafted Monster Hunter stage with some of the unique stuff
I
they would
know.
probably do for
Yeah.
that. I think either of those possibilities is pretty awesome to
Yeah.
think about. It would be really cool for them
Yeah.
to bring.
Oh man, yeah. There's a lot of cool characters they could add to that game.
Hmm.
Man, yeah.
They got
Like
sorry, what were you gonna?
I was just really happy we got the Belmonts. That's something
Yes.
like I kind of never really thought we would get. I know it's a lot of people really love the old ones, but Castlevania is not nowhere near where it used to be. And it's Smash, one of the hugest games ever. But just the fact that we got Simon and Richter, can't complain, dude. Like to me, this like I just think about how crazy Smash has been over the years, and just how lucky I feel with so many of these great characters.
Yeah. Very good stuff. I got one more question related to Smash. This comes from Real Radic. Hey, allies. I think it's safe to say at this point there is no limit for characters that people would want in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Do you think it's possible that Smash Ultimate could be supported with more content after Fighter Pass 2, cementing Ultimate as essentially Nintendo's only live service game for the Switch? The hype for each character reveal has not dwindled at all since the reveal of Joker 2 years ago, as fans get excited for many possibilities for who it could be. We could get to the point where Ultimate has characters from companies like Valve, Blizzard, Riot Games, Plants vs. Zombies, and Angry Birds. Would it be a missed opportunity for Nintendo not to capitalize on the continued DLC hype for Ultimate and try to make it last until the next Nintendo console?
Hmm.
So, yeah.
I guess it just depends if they want to make a new Smash yet. I don't know what Sakurai's feeling, because like if they're gonna make a new Smash, it could take until the next Nintendo console's out till it's done. Because they still got what you said, 3 fighters left this year they're trying to pump out.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it could still be like 4 years from now till the next one comes out. But I mean, I don't think they're wasting any opportunities right now. I, I think they're just killing it.
Yeah. This question extracting something from this question. This discussion has come up in recent months, maybe in the past year or so. I've seen other content creators bring this up about
Mm-hmm.
this, what Nintendo needs to do with Smash Brothers. What is the smart thing to do at this point to keep Smash Ultimate going and treat it as a live service, like this, a continually updated game, and stick with it for like the 10-year, like all these other companies coming out saying Disney is going to be a 10-year game, Avengers is going to be a 10, like stuff like that. None of that really
Mm-hmm.
pans out, but Smash, it actually, one of the first times I could say, yes, you could probably do this for 10 years
Yeah,
and
you
people would
could.
still be playing it, versus what do you do for a new game? We already said like, oh, maybe they focus only on Nintendo characters. Obviously we said like maybe they can change up how the game works, but whatever it is, it'd have to be something different than what
Mm-hmm.
Ultimate, and to be unique from Ultimate. So what? Yeah, in your opinion, like what would you like to see, Brad? What would you
Mm,
prefer?
campaign, I guess. Something more like narrative driven in the campaign. Like I know we got that so much, but like really focusing on it. Like I want to see these crazy situations, all these characters. I think back, I haven't played a ton of the campaign in this Smash yet, but I remember the Subspace Emissary or
And Brawl,
whatever on
yeah.
GameCube. Oh yeah, Brawl. Sorry, just like the story stuff. That's what I want. I want more like story things in fighting games. Like I love. I haven't got to play a lot of them, but like I think Mortal Kombat does a good job having like a campaign, a story you can go through. I want them to do that with Smash. Obviously, Smash is a whole different beast and can be a nightmare since you have so many characters from different areas. But that's what I really want to see them focus on.
Yeah, I would appreciate a more fleshed out, and not, I mean, obviously World of Light, that was the name of it, I think. Sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
Was a little long for what it was. And that's not what I mean by fleshed out. I mean, even Subspace Emissary, I'm talking about, like you always said, like Mortal Kombat, like the story is more cohesive. That there is
Yeah.
like a more serious focus on narrative would be a cool thing to see. I'd even
Yep.
take them going back to Melee's adventure mode, where the stages were not like the thing.
Sorry, that's what I was thinking of. You're right.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, I forgot what it was called, but yes, I do remember like going through the stages actually and stuff.
Still think that's what's lacking from Smash is
Mm-hmm.
having these themed challenges that utilize the assets from the source material
Yep.
to craft stages, like going through a Mario stage, and it's a Mario stage with Mario enemies, and you in like the flagpole at the end, and there's Koopa Troopas, there's Goombas, there's Paratroopas, there's Piranha Plants, like that stuff, or going through the Hyrule Temple level, and there's like Redes, there's Octoroks, you know, that type of stuff versus fighting generic enemies or your clones, evil clones, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I would love them to tap into that. And also that is a lot of work. As you said, any of these things, I think it's a lot of work. And this game's already pretty massive as is. So I just don't know. Yeah, I don't know how feasible. Yeah, what do you trade? What's the opportunity cost here? What do you have to trade?
I think you'd have to just trade characters and stuff like that. Less time developing that.
So then go with that. What if we had a smaller base roster again, and maybe like 8 characters to start with, and only expanded to 16, and that's all you get? But they go deeper on all these extra modes. Like, would you like? I would love to see the return of crafted break the target levels for each character.
Yeah, me too. I really like that.
So maybe bring back like race challenges, like get to the race to the race to the end. Stuff like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, getting characters cut would hurt for sure because there's so many great characters. But I think I'm willing to accept that if I think the single player, the new content is good enough. Like, obviously some characters will never go, like Mario ain't going nowhere and stuff like that. But I think, because Smash has become so much about the characters and it's a fighting game, too, I mean, which is obvious, but I definitely want a little more going on single player.
I think those who hope the game could ever be a little bit more balanced, when you have a ballooning roster like this, you're probably not gonna get some
an esports
I think it's
focus.
easier to do. And you even saw Sakurai like with his subtle tongue-in-cheek, you know, talking about frame data and stuff. And I was like, wait, shouldn't be talking about this. And then you know, I think he does actually care. Personally, I think he does care about that stuff. But I also think there's sort of an inherent maybe mandate or directive that this game needs to appeal to everybody. And so let's not force it that way.
Smash always was to me, something like that.
But the like ones the like Melee didn't have the largest roster, and I think that's why some people see it as maybe more balanced. But I don't know. I'm not an expert on that either.
Oh yeah, I think it's easier to balance the less small roster you got.
I don't think that's ever going to really be the focus either. My thing would always be the core gameplay. If they'd ever try and change how things maybe work in a future Smash Brothers, if they want to move on from Ultimate and Fighter Pass Volume 2 really is the end, will they do anything different to shake up how core Smash plays, like a new gimmick or something like that to maybe innovate?
It's possible, I guess.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. But I also think this Fighter Pass, if they want to do a Volume 3, I would not be shocked. In fact, I'd be very thrilled and happy that we're getting another round of characters to come along.
I mean, shit, we still don't even have a new Mario Kart yet, and that came out, I feel like 10 years ago almost.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 and its successor Deluxe. I mean, I guess the mobile one's the one they've been doing a lot of updates to.
But it's like Mario Kart on Switch is still doing real well.
I know. I see those mobile updates with the new costumes. I'm like, bring this to the console. I was like, man, Mario Kart 9, Mario Kart Ultimate, let's go. I'm ready for this. That's all it makes me want.
New Mario Kart.
The new Mario Kart for sure.
Well, the way Mario Kart was going, maybe you'll start getting Smash characters in Mario Kart. I mean, we already got Link in there. We got the Squid Kids or whatever, Inklings, I think, are in there. Obviously, you just need to put Cat and Falcon in there. Quit messing around.
Yeah. I think that is the next evolution because they've already been throwing Link. They threw some of the different characters in there. I think they've opened that gate and they've seen the reception is very positive. I think Mario Kart Ultimate is going to have Mario characters plus a select few Nintendo extras.
Mario Kart Ultimate.
I don't know if they're going to cross the threshold and start having third-party characters in Mario Kart. Maybe Sonic. Like I can see like a Sonic
showing up
for sure. And then will they honor Sonic by allowing Sonic to run in races and not just?
There's no way. Sega doesn't even let him do that.
I know. It's so fast. He doesn't need to drive a car.
Maybe we'll get Gino in that game finally as a proper character.
Gino is a racer, yes.
Yeah, that's his triumphant return.
Oh, yes. The possibilities. Moving, we can talk about Smash all day. But there's also something else I could talk about for a long time as well, because I can't wait to go to it once we finally have an opportunity to go to it. And I'm talking about Super Nintendo World. The last few months, we've been getting a lot of updates on this, especially after, the COVID pandemic hit. Plans were put on hold. Things were delayed. There was some uncertainty regarding the park plans outside of Japan, especially regarding the Orlando expansion. That one was delayed indefinitely, but over the last few weeks, we've gotten some updates. We now know February 4th, 2021, the park will be opening in Japan. And we got a Super Nintendo World Direct recently with Shigeru Miyamoto, Mario's father, not creator, Mario's dad,
Papa,
informing us that the plans are still on for outside of Japan. Just they're monitoring the situation apparently, and that they're still coming. But man, this video, like they had a trailer before. There's been some leak stuff, but this guided tour of from the person's perspective of seeing everything in the park and seeing how the band works was really cool. I don't know what you thought about this thing, Brad. The
band specific,
just this video. I mean,
the video, I loved it.
Starting in the castle entrance, going through Peach's castle with the music. The music, you like that?
Oh yeah.
Did you see the painting?
Oh yeah, the bomb or whatever. Yeah.
Did you want to run and jump into it if you saw it?
Of course. Who doesn't want to do that?
They're probably got to put up a sign that says, "Please don't try and jump into the painting."
Maybe not in Japan, but here they'll have to do it or some shit. I could see a bunch of dumb YouTubers making videos.
You are so correct. It's gonna be everything. Japan's park will probably be pristine, and I bet after 6 months, all the things you interact with in the Mario Park and Super Nintendo World are gonna be busted and nasty.
Oh yeah. Here, I was thinking about I've been to a lot of theme parks here, and man, they are crowded. And I was thinking when he was doing the turtle shell thing to line it up properly,
oh my gosh.
I was there is no way that will work here. No way. You get people who can't do it. Everyone's waiting in line. People are gonna get pissed. People are gonna start getting called casuals and stuff. It's gonna be
Brad,
rough.
I that was one of my first thoughts is while this looks amazing, it isn't the largest environment.
No.
And I feel very, very I feel very confident in saying they probably are going to need to implement a queue system, what they do for Galaxy's Edge, I think, where you can only show up at certain times. They're probably going to have to do passes like that to prevent overcrowding, because it will be a miserable experience to do a lot. You remember he was walking through the underground level? And then got to stop at a bomb, like how small it was.
That
in there.
Shit ain't happening.
No, imagine a massive line of people. It's
I think of Universal here in LA, and it's pretty small, dude, in some of the areas. So I'm how are you gonna? What's gonna go for this? You got to do this. Something's got to go. Don't get rid of Springfield though. I like Springfield.
Yeah. But yeah, the band stuff. The activity stuff. How do you feel about that? And
cool idea. I do not think that'll work here at all. I think it'll be a disaster. I don't know. I've never been to a theme park in Japan or anything, so I don't know. But maybe it'll work better there. But it seems kind of like a pain in the ass. It's cool just to do it on stuff. But he was talking about, there's 3 challenges or something. And I was like, dude, that feels I don't want to have to be thinking about a side quest when I'm at an amusement park,
It does seem to be one of the big 3 attractions at the start, because there's the 2, there's a Yoshi ride, there's the Mario Kart ride, and in this, they're labeling as the 3rd big attraction. So this is one of the main things they want people to engage in. So you have to think they got to have either a lot of activities spread out. Because I'm thinking about the only other similar thing I've ever seen in action to this was Wizarding World of Harry Potter here in Hollywood, California, where people could take the wands and do the spell motions like Expelliarmus or Leviosa, whatever, and something comes to life in that spot.
Yeah.
And this is a little bit more elaborate than that, but I never really saw it being a disaster for the Harry Potter park in terms of how it works. But I don't know if I was ever there when it was like unbelievably crowded.
Right. I think from what I remember seeing of that, I've only been there once, so I could be wrong, but I remember there like being someone guiding people through there, like a staff member or something helping. So I think you would need like an employee tied to this to make it work. So I think that's why it can work in LA or here in Hollywood. But
you might be onto something. I wonder if they will post a staff member next to around each activity. And if someone maybe is struggling, they might come over and, you know, be like, hey, why don't you try this to like speed things along, but also like make people feel good. It's like you don't want people to get too frustrated with something.
Yeah, like I'm just like thinking about the reward for doing this. Like, I don't know what it could be to actually make me really want to do it. Like, what am I gonna get? Do I get to go on a ride? You can only go on it if you do this.
They talked about the shop, and there are gonna be some unique stuff there. Do you see that Mario toy they made that like it walks on its own or whatever? I wonder if they give you like something exclusive, like a pin or something for completing it all.
Yeah, I guess that's cool. I feel like that's something I might do if I've been to the park a couple times already. But when I go there, man, I might do like one thing just to do it. But I'm going to want to see the park and like the land and like what all the rides are and everything. Like the last thing I care about is getting like a pin or something.
I know Game Explain already got the app. The Universal Japan app, and they actually have all the stuff on there, so you can actually see everything you can do. Which is pretty cool. I don't know if they figured out what the rewards are though, but I believe there's something referring to you can bring the wristbands home. There's some kind of like amiibo functionality with them where
you get a lot of stuff like an amiibo.
Yeah, and they show the different bands as well. And the first set of them, those are obviously going to be like people are going to go back to try and collect them all. They did someone did data mine the app and found that there might be more bands for different characters in the future. I won't say any of that if you want to keep that a secret.
No, I want to know.
Well, like Rosalina might be one of them.
Oh, okay.
She's not in the first set, but like Rosalina might be in there.
It's not a spoiler, dude. Getting spoiled on bands for.
Oh no, it's not like
Super Nintendo Land.
Yeah, I mean they also had stuff for the Donkey. They had artwork for all the Donkey Kong stuff. That's apparently phase 2.
I thought you were talking about like getting a Link one or some.
Dude,
shit.
I was like, where are the Link deets? You know, where?
Yeah, give me the Ganon band.
Because they were talking at one point for Orlando. They were talking about after it would be Mario and then Donkey Kong. The next 2 expansions would be Pokemon and The Legend of Zelda. Okay. And I think those are probably the
correct ones.
I don't know if they are gonna ever move forward with those or they've been scrapped. And I'll have to come up with something different, but I think they're going to see as long as as long as the vaccines happen, as long as they everything gets back to maybe normal by the end of next year or 2022, I think you're going to see people really wanting to get out and do stuff. And this I think theme parks are going to be one of the things people want to go back to and have fun. Yeah. And this might be they open this up in 2022 or something for here. Oh man.
Yeah,
it's gonna
be
one.
Well, maybe not day one, but want to go instantly.
Dude, I want to go. Yeah, like I want to go so badly. Just the little touches they've done here. I'm even saying like the bombs, like you want to get away, they're gonna explode. And I was like, oh, wait, is it gonna like make bricks like shatter? What's gonna happen here? Just makes the sound effect. I was like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, it's like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Toad, and Yoshi are the first 6 bands. I guess like maybe the Bowser, Rosalina, and like some others.
That's for Halloween.
For the
Bowser band,
dude. Yeah, imagine what they might do for
Halloween.
Yeah,
holidays there, dude.
There's an idea from one of our patrons here. I'll save for in a second. But one of the other things they did show off, I'm kind of curious, like if you thought it was cool or not, was the cafe with the Chef Toad.
Toad Cafe?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I want to eat there. Hell
yeah. You checked out that food? What'd you think?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm down, dude. I'm down. Like, I'm literally down for everything in this park. Everything is cool to me. I'm so into it.
How much money?
It's scary.
Like that food, you know, it's gonna be expensive,
Scary.
and I'm like, want to eat
because
everything.
like, let's say we went to Japan.
Oh gosh,
it's like you might only. My mindset would be is like, okay, I might come to this theme park one time in my life, and that's it. So I'm not holding back. I'm spending what I want to spend. That's the mindset I'd be going in with, and it could get dangerous.
I feel like their shop, it's like the one-up factory they called it. I just dread it's gonna be like empty and sold out every time you go.
Immediately.
Like every day they have to restock in like within an hour. They'll just be like, if you need to buy stuff within the first hour or it'll be gone. Because collectors would be like, give me.
Yeah. Oh no. I'm thinking of like Comic-Con lines and stuff at this place. Like people just, oh my God.
The one-up factory might have the longest line of anything at this park.
Yeah. The merch stuff. Yeah, merch.
Yeah, the merch. And then the cafe will probably be the next longest. But I do love how in the queue when you're waiting to order, you have like the virtual chef Toad and like the toads talking to you. The entrance looks so small though to me at first. I was like, wait, is this like a tiny little cafe with like 10, 15 people? Then you go inside, it's like, oh yeah, tiny. It's huge. But that was it, the pizza mushroom thing, because everything they said they use is kind of like a mushroom to it. The burger,
those damn toads, yeah.
I want that dessert.
Oh yeah, I want it all. I want to try everything.
Yeah. I fully expect to spend like $100+ at that food place.
Oh my God, like, dude. I expect, like, if I went there, dude, I'm spending hundreds on stuff. Buying anything I want. Everything I want, I'd buy it.
Do you think there's gonna be like missing shit from like the outside, like people walking up and trying to steal a coin, like the practical park? I feel like there's gonna be people are gonna try and climb up to try and do their own platforming. I think people are gonna try and like steal stuff left and right.
Think of all these stupid. I'm telling you, man, all these stupid YouTubers. Yep. Real life Mario.
Yeah,
we're gonna have like Logan Paul going on, jumping up there and shit.
Can you make this jump? It's like,
yeah, it's gonna be bad, dude.
Oh, it was just a prank, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll get banned and stuff.
Hopefully.
Very excited for this. Dude, the exterior of Bowser's castle just looked awesome too. We've seen the inside, like that cube, but seeing a person stand next to that Bowser statue to see the size of it was really awesome.
Yeah, like this is a good stepping stone, but when you're talking about Zelda and stuff like that, that's from your and my ears really perk up.
Yeah, I know.
Zelda, huh?
Yeah, we know. Yeah. Totally.
Zelda,
it's like buy all these other everyone you can go boring Mario Land. Have fun in your Donkey Kong.
You gotta have that Master Sword somewhere. You better.
They should just have it where it's in the pedestal, and the challenge is if you do the activities, you get the 3 sacred stones or pendants of virtue, whatever they want to call them. And then you could pull out the Master Sword and like you get a photo op. That's the only way you get a photo op.
The line pulling out the Master Sword. Obviously, that'd be sick though too.
Yeah. Oh man.
Damn. Yeah.
But we have a few patron questions regarding Nintendo World. So the first one was from Shy. You were talking about Halloween stuff. Hi, allies. Seeing the Nintendo World Park made me think of what I would want them to add. For me, it's a haunted hotel, Luigi's Mansion 3 style.
Great idea.
So what ride or attraction would you want to be added?
I was going to say Luigi's Mansion because I was like, they need a haunted mansion ride. For Mario, though, so we got Mario Kart thing. That's one of the rides. Bowser's Castle is like Mario Kart. There's a Yoshi ride. What was the other one?
No, it's just the activities. There's only 2 rides at the start. And it's just like the activities in the park.
Another Mario ride. Does it have to be Mario specifically?
Well, I mean,
I'll try to keep it Mario, I guess.
If you want to keep it Mario themed, sure. Just remember there are a lot of different games. Like they have like Mario Party, Mario Sports games.
Like New Donk City came into my mind immediately, but I don't know what you'd really do with New Donk City.
Taxi cab?
Yeah, like I really like a lot of the old Disney rides, kind of where you just kind of sit in something and go through.
I feel like
some location
might be the Yoshi ride. Might be like that.
I guess it's something like that.
Sure.
I don't know. I guess I imagine the Mario Kart ride being something like the Cars ride or something in California Adventure.
Yeah.
Luigi's Mansion is my idea, and I don't know what else I would do first to associate with Mario that everyone would know.
They have some mini game stuff like riding Nessie or Bessie or whatever in Galaxy, the water stuff, or like
a water ride, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if that would like work.
That's like a Donkey Kong ride to me.
Yeah, I mean
a water ride.
I mean the info is kind of out there that the Donkey Kong ride is a minecart ride.
Great, yeah, perfect. That's fantastic.
When I was reading about it, what it apparently there's a prototype of it has been built in it Utah? The company, someone found the company.
Oh, really?
Built it. I stopped there because I was like, I don't want to see it because I don't want to like know what it looks like yet. But like, at least I know, like, I guess it is real and it's happening.
That's cool. That's a cool idea.
I was like, there better be a way to like go on a secret path. I was like, there better be an optional path with a bonus.
Secret path.
There better be Kong letters too. I better be able to collect Kong letters.
Virtual Kong letters, dude.
Yep.
Yeah, you can wear glasses or something, collect Kongs. Yeah, I don't know about I don't know what I'd do for Mario Ride because they have Bowser's Castle already. They have Peach's Castle. I don't know.
Like, I mean, they have like different caps, maybe. I don't know what ride, like a sports center obviously could be built to do like Mario Sports Challenge or something like that. I'm more challenged thinking of other rides for the other stuff. For if they ever did like a Legend of Zelda or something like that, but we'll keep it to Mario because this.
Legend of Zelda, there's a when you ride on Epona or something like that. It's like a horse ride.
Archery challenge.
That could be cool.
Oh man, that would be pretty. Yeah. They give you like a bow, but it's like virtual, so you just get like, oh yeah, this is or maybe you have to guard like the carriage. So you're on the back.
Sure.
And you gotta, like, protect the carriage.
Fight UFOs.
There you go. Pulling some Majora's Mask love from there. I think there's a lot of cool things they could do, and hopefully, this will probably not be the end. There'll definitely be more coming.
Yeah, hopefully.
Next question and last about Super Nintendo World comes from Morgan Mahala. With the hopeful success of Super Nintendo World, will that success translate into Sony and Microsoft theme parks one day? From a business sense, resorts and theme parks rake in more annual income than the media franchises they are based on. But do the other big two have strong enough franchises that are family friendly enough to transition into a park? I think not. And I believe that Nintendo is poised to begin a new endeavor that will support their IP for years to come without the same degree of financial concern they have faced in the past. For reference, Disney Resorts made $69.6 billion in 2019 from their parks. Perhaps Nintendo will someday take the stage and mention how they don't consider Sony and Microsoft competitors. I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm excited for the financial support this business move will make for Nintendo.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think anything off the top of my head that Sony and Microsoft have anything that'll be as good as a fit for an amusement park as like Nintendo does. Nintendo's like first party IPs are very like good for amusement parks. Like Sony and Microsoft don't really have those kind of characters really as much. Like, I mean, their biggest characters I feel like for Sony are like Kratos and stuff like that, but it's like I don't think you're really going to get an amusement park out of that. I would not be opposed to it, but
this is what I was like. I saw this question like, man, Huber, you got phone Huber. But Huber, a God of War attraction. What would it be? Go.
He'd want, dude, God of War log ride. He'd be like, yes, dude.
Yeah, I mean, Ratchet and Clank. Maybe.
Yeah. I don't think Ratchet Clank's nearly as popular.
That's the thing.
No one is, and no one will be as recognizable as these characters.
Yeah, they have properties that can make fantastic attractions. Like even Gravity Rush. There's like that being like a way to like walk through a town like that.
Yeah.
And maybe they're just doing cool things superficially with like gravity. You don't move, but like people are walking up sides of buildings or whatever. Visually, it could look really awesome. I just think in terms of like who would want to go there, like enough people drawing, making it so enough people want to go there is probably not a strong enough point for a lot of their franchises. Even something like Uncharted, if they want to do like an Uncharted attraction, would probably be.
That's like a Universal Studios ride, it feels like.
Yeah, I just don't know.
The only thing I think is kind of like could happen, it's not Sony or Microsoft though, is Kingdom Hearts with something with Disney. That's the only thing I can maybe see happening. But even that is like super confusing, but it has the advantage of being tied with Disney in some respect. So maybe, but I mean, at least merch or something. I'm surprised they don't sell more Kingdom Hearts merch or stuff like that.
That is something that's always kind of surprised me, that Disney couldn't come to some sort of an agreement to it required profit sharing just to get those Keyblades into the shops, because kids would just be like, yo, give me this. They don't even know what it is. They'll think it's a Disney key, even if they don't know like Kingdom Hearts.
Goofy shield or something like that. Yeah.
Those think it's like medieval like Disney stuff. You know, here we
fun.
go.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I don't think there's anything for Microsoft whatsoever, unfortunately.
Like Banjo, it's like it hasn't really done anything. It's been in Smash, I guess.
Yeah, and then like Fable would just be like another.
The only thing I could
fantasy.
see that they own is Minecraft. That's about it. They can do something with Minecraft.
Yep, actually, there you go.
But that's about it. That's the only thing I could think that's big enough.
A Minecraft themed park that could, you're right. Absolutely right. So there you go. If you want Microsoft.
Yeah.
Minecraft. Excuse me. We have two final love and respect questions before we wrap this up. First one comes from Sigma. Bonjour, allies. Since October, my Nintendo has physical goodies in exchange for platinum points. I believe it's the first time since the old Club Nintendo had a makeover in 2015. Did you ever get anything from Club Nintendo that was your favorite prize?
No, I never bought anything.
Did you ever see any of that stuff?
So I remember seeing Kyle's at game trailers. He had like the Luigi's Mansion, like a little figurine thing of Luigi's Mansion stuff. But I don't know. Like I saw some of your stuff, but I didn't know what was what. I honestly didn't even really know about this kind of stuff until like later on. I never even like thought about it, honestly.
So the old Club Nintendo was you got a registration code with your physical copy of your game. I think towards the end they allowed digital would just automatically, you'd have to take a survey, I believe, if you had a digital, something like that, and you got points. You just got points, Club Nintendo points, and you could exchange them for physical prizes. Club Nintendo had some really cool stuff. As you said, they had the Luigi's Mansion, kind of like bookend looking thing.
With
Luigi at the Poltergeist and I think it was like the dog. I have it. I just don't want to go grab it and waste time. I also have. They had ones at the end of the year if you cross a certain threshold. One of them was like a Mario collection one with like Bowser and like the cast of the core cast of the Super Mario Brothers series together. Huber always loved that one. He was like come over by my desk and be like, dude, yes.
Of course, Huber would love that, yeah.
They had sets of posters, like they had Legend of Zelda 25th anniversary posters. They had a bunch of they had some cool stuff on there. And then they switched to now, as a reference my Nintendo, they've been doing gold points for a while, which could be used to get discounts on purchases, but also like digital rewards like wallpapers and guides and stuff like that. And then platinum points, which were meant to be used in their respective games, like the mobile games mostly as a currency you could exchange. But as they said, they added physical points. I still have not gotten a single physical reward. I think the most recent thing they added that I wanted was they added the Super Mario 3D All-Stars posters, and they sold out before I realized they were on there.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. A lot of this stuff you probably couldn't even get if you wanted it, and if you had the coins.
Yeah, they also expire after a year after you get them, which is kind of annoying and hard. Makes things hard to keep track of. So I think like every month I lose so many. But they added a Mario Luigi Echo notebook. They have a My Nintendo 2021 calendar. They have Xenoblade Chronicles stickers. They have Animal Crossing New Leaf Horizon bandana. They have 2 Paper Mario Origami King origami sets. They have a Super Mario zipper case. It just looks like a thing to hold your earphones. They have a lanyard and a name tag for Mario Kart Live, and then some decorations you can throw onto like the signs. They have a Pikmin 3 deluxe set of stickers and coasters. They had an Animal Crossing Dodo bag and Tom Nook bag. They had a Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity memo pad. It looked kind of not good, so I didn't do that. They had a holiday card set and an Mario ornament that I was considering getting, but I passed. Then they had the Mario 3D All-Stars poster set, and then they had a Splatoon 2 poster card. They actually have since removed 2 rewards that aren't even on here anymore. There was a Tom Nook keychain and Xenoblade, the Monado thing that could go on the back of your phone and there's a magnet or whatever.
Oh, okay. Things. Yeah.
But they're not even on here anymore. I think they just like
got rid of them.
So yeah, I'm always scared that they're going to finally add a really cool Zelda thing that costs a lot. So I'm just like trying, like I haven't figured out the meta for this. It's just like I don't even want to figure out the meta for this. Sounds
so stressful, dude.
Yeah, like Club Nintendo, like they always had every so often, every quarter they'd add new rewards, and you always knew you had to hit a threshold to qualify for like the platinum one at the end or whatever it was. And this is just, the system is not the same. I'm just not really a fan of this one.
Well, the stuff you and Bossman got sounded the coolest out of everything. Like these cool statues and figures and stuff.
Yeah.
I guess like the Dodo bag's kind of cool. I actually think the coasters are kind of neat, but nothing really that I would feel like I had to have. I think the only thing I ever got, I think it was from Nintendo, was the Ocarina of Time soundtrack, like way back in the day.
Yeah. I like those types of promotions that you do, like buy a game or register something.
Yeah, I don't remember what that was for. Was it for just buying the game or something?
It was,
or maybe like resubbing up for your subscription for a year or something.
Yeah, they've always done stuff like that. Like even back to like the Zelda Collector's Edition, you could resubscribe to Nintendo Power. You could buy the GameCube, or there was like a third way to get it. I forget, but there have always been usually different ways to get a lot of these unique things.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm just more bummed about it. Doesn't seem to have as much variety as the old Club Nintendo.
Right.
It doesn't seem it's way more complicated than I think it needs to be. It's too bloated as what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's nice that the gold coins get you a monetary discount on stuff, and I do use those. But the platinum stuff, it's just not the same.
Pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass.
I'd trade all this stuff for just getting another physical Nintendo store or two in the US. Like the Nintendo
just
World.
let me buy it, dude. Like I really don't want to deal with that.
Hopefully we get one when the Super Nintendo World opens out here. Maybe in the Universal area they'll add a Nintendo World store.
The Boardwalk or whatever, maybe.
Yes. Our final patron question comes from Caesar Villa. Hello, allies. Are there any Switch games you intend to play during the break in preparation for the Game of the Year awards? And on a side note, but a joke more than anything, since Mario Super Picross was just released for the first time in North America, can it be a Game of the Year contender, at least for best puzzle game? Estamos en contacto, Cesar.
We don't really do best puzzle game as a category. I don't think we would.
I think it's because we struggle to find enough puzzle games to put on it that we've actually played, because remember our stipulation is we have to have one of the allies has to have put in a decent amount of time into it. We will not just rely on other people's scores or aggregate sites for nominating things,
because like it's our awards and we have to have some ownership over them. But I mean, it could be one of the best puzzle games, sure, why the hell not?
I would say though, on your technical question, if it was, since it's the first time it was released in outside Japan and the countries it's the first time it's being released in, absolutely is eligible. You know, that's how it works. Doesn't matter how long it came out. I mean, technically Star Fox 2, when it came out with Super NES Classic, was technically eligible, you know, if it had been good enough. But what do you tend to play over the break though? The Switch related, if anything.
I think I'm pretty covered on Switch for GOTY stuff. Like I beat Xenoblade this year. I played Animal Crossing. I have Paper Mario, and I could play that, but I don't know, based off what I've heard, if that would win anything. Or I don't know what would be nominated for. I'm not sure. Like we don't even know what our categories are yet or anything for sure. So I don't know. I beat Hyrule Warriors. Age of Calamity. Like, what am I missing? Anything?
Yeah, I think it's mostly Animal Crossing, maybe Paper Mario for RPG for the discussion.
Mm-hmm.
Hyrule Warriors, I mean, don't think is gonna come up in Goaty
Goaty stuff?
discussion.
No, I don't think
Probably
it will
not.
either.
Maybe Smash stuff.
Yeah,
Because we do best if we do best DLC ongoing content.
sure. If we
Smash
do
might
something
be
like that,
eligible,
yeah.
but we've already been playing Smash, so I think it's more about like third party stuff. I know some people been playing Hades on Switch versus
I
other
played Hades on
platforms.
Switch. That's where I played
Yeah,
it. Okay, yeah. But like, I don't know, like any other big Switch game I would have to play off the top of my head.
it's a lot of indie games that are available, and some people generally think they're because you can take Switch on the go, play it wherever.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's easier to play through those. Yeah, I don't honestly know what I'm going to be playing on my Switch. I'm wrapping up my 100%ing Hyrule Warriors. It's
Ooh.
very slow, and it's like I
Yeah.
can do like maybe one objective a day because I just can't. It's getting so repetitive at this point. I'm like, I don't even know if I'm going to make
Mm-hmm.
it to 100%. I'm like,
Dude, no way.
this
When I
is
see everything on
not.
that map,
I was like, this
no
is
way.
not fun in any regard, and I was like,
Yeah.
maybe maybe I'm gonna stop. Yeah, I think the list of stuff I have to play are not necessarily going to play them on Switch, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
because I gotta play through a few things, and yeah, I think the biggest one I need to play, I still need to try out Hades, but I don't know if I'm going to play that
Oh,
on Switch or not. That's the only one I can
yeah.
think of,
It's
maybe.
just switching PC, I think, for that right now.
Yeah, I might just do it on might do it on Switch, but I might do it on PC because I want to like see everything, in a
Sure.
nice big. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
I could play it. I meant I would probably play it in handheld mode on Switch, like over time.
Oh, got you.
So that's why I meant like seeing it better. Where if I'm a computer play on a PC, I'm forced to have to play it on a bigger monitor.
Gotcha. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else off the top of my head.
I could play Half-Life Alyx on Switch.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me actually.
Yeah, I mean, can we just make Hollow Knight eligible again every year?
I mean, I wish Silk Song came out.
Yeah,
Yes, that absolutely would have been
that would have
nominated.
been the big one if Silksong had dropped with that last with that indie world showcase. And obviously
Yeah.
only on Switch, that would have been a must finish. That would have taken up so much time too.
Mm-hmm.
This holiday break.
Did Link's Awakening come out last year?
Yeah, that was 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, not this year.
I mean, I don't think that'd win anything, but yeah.
Yeah. Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I don't know what there'd be a category for that. Also, it's like a re-release, but I would definitely support that game getting some lip service.
Acknowledgement, sure.
Yeah, I had a blast with that. I think it's good enough for it might not win it, obviously, but if we do a best like strategy category,
sure, yeah.
Definitely wanted to get nominated. But I mean, I've already played through it. And I don't think playing through 1 or 2 is gonna might help me give me more perspective on 3, despite having discussions with people about what 1 and 2 are. That might help my my appreciation of 3 a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah.
But those unfortunately aren't on Switch 1 and 2, so have to bust out the Wii U or Wii to play the those versions of it because I don't have the GameCube versions.
It's like I can't see 3D All Stars. I don't know what we would do that for.
Yeah, don't think. I mean, I don't know platformer, but that's not fair because they're old games and they didn't do anything. That's not without all the great platformers that came out this year. No, sorry, Mario, you need a new original entry to qualify for that. Yeah, sorry, Caesar. It's not a lot coming up with the Switch games to play, unfortunately. Usually each holiday I do play like at least 2 or 3 indie games on Switch for consideration, but the list I have, nothing really came up for the Switch this year for this holiday break. So unfortunately it's PlayStation and PC that I'm going to be spending most of my time on. Maybe next year,
maybe
we'll
next
have to
year.
see.
Zelda.
Yeah, because I think that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. But as a tease, that will be what we'll be talking about in the next episode of Friend Code. Will be the look at 2021, the games that we expect to come out. Is the year we know things are going to get better, but there's still time before it's going to happen. So a decent chunk of the year is also going to be affected. So be an interesting discussion, I think, to have about how 2021 might be a transitional year. Also, the fact that a lot of video games have been having record-breaking sales and numbers because a lot of people are turning to video games during this pandemic. When people have the opportunity to go back out and do regular activities again, are we going to see a decline? Kind of like maybe a whiplash on the industry, or will it happen so gradually that it'll be something they can deal with and account for? I'm very curious to see how that happens, but yeah, look forward to that. 2021, what games? And the one we want to talk about the most, Breath of the Wild sequel. Where is that? When are we going to see that next? We're really gonna have to wait 2 years before seeing it again. That's been a hard thing to endure. Waiting to see more of that game in the context of video game related issues.
Nothing was bad for me as Twilight Princess. That was the hardest wait for me at the time.
I feel like we got to see.
We did
once a year at least. We were seeing it.
But it took forever to come out from when they announced it.
This is harder for me because I understand the pandemic added stuff, but even before the pandemic, I was a little shocked.
That is a sequel.
There wasn't more being said about it after E3 because this is it's a follow-up. It's building upon the same work they did in the original Breath of the Wild. So you'd imagine it's not easy making a Zelda game, but a lot of the legwork for the open world part, those problems they had to overcome, you had to imagine they'd solve those, the way to handle that development in the pipeline, that this should have gone a lot smoother and potentially, in my mind, should have taken less time to come out. And it was announced at E3 and it's 2019. And we're entering 2021. We haven't seen it since, but we know Breath of the Wild wrapped up development at the end of 2017, and the work on the next Zelda began in earnest in early 2018. Technically December 2017. So you got to imagine they've been working on it for maybe around 3 years. So it's a sequel that's kind of in the same vein as the first game. Now in almost 3 years, and we've seen it. We saw it over a year and a half ago. It's like, what's taking, like, I understand COVID. Obviously, COVID had time, but even without COVID, I'm kind of like, I feel like the game, like, I was totally expecting the game to come out last year, and now I totally expect it to come out this year. So we have to see it. I know Nintendo likes to drop stuff a little bit closer to release. I expect by this summer we have to see something of this game.
Save it for the Switch Plus, baby. That's what they're saving it for.
Oh, sorry for that little mini ramble rant there, but I just sometimes Breath of the Wild 2 perplexes me.
I mean, you got you and me on a podcast. We're gonna talk about Zelda. That's just the way it is.
Yeah. Hopefully, they'll have you back on to talk about that for the next episode. But yeah, thank you for joining me, Brad.
Sure, my pleasure.
This was supposed to only be a love and respect episode, but of course, after I do my year in review episode, Nintendo was like, we got some final things for you. 2 more surprises. Actually, there's something going on right now. I didn't really want to cover it because I didn't get enough time to dive into it. I think it was breaking yesterday. Nintendo Ninja stuff. Apparently, there's more to that Giga leak. Remember early in the year, we found all those cool Easter egg stuff from Nintendo old stuff, but there's a new one that's more recent stuff. There's information about the Nintendo going after a hacker, a 3DS hacker. And it's the thing is, I don't want to talk about it any more than this because it's like unverified at this point, because the source of this part of the leak, it hasn't been completely verified yet. So it's just take it with a grain of salt at this point. So I don't want to get into a depth, but like, it was kind of intriguing. And if true, is a little another not good look for Nintendo, and another cautionary tale that big companies are not your friends. They're not your friends.
Nope.
They want your money, and they that's, you know, it's a business transaction. Regardless if this is true, you know, that still holds true. Despite, you know, sometimes that suspension of disbelief, their products, how cute and cuddly they can make them, and they, you know, you lose track of that relationship at some points. It can be, I understand it can be tough, but at the end of the day, you know, they got to make money, and they are a business. So we'll see. But I just want to acknowledge, I did see that. I did see some people on Twitter asking me to talk about that, but it was unverified at the time, and I didn't want to dive into it. So
there you go.
Yeah, but thanks for joining me. We have some shout outs though for the month of December before we wrap up here. Those shout outs are, and I clicked the wrong tab, sorry. Our shout outs for the month of December are Althanis, Greg the Dark Knight Kettering, Caleb Togi Crawford, Nick, Stephen Thomason, and Jesse Blue. Shout out, and thank you so much for your support. Thank you to everyone who submitted questions for consideration for this episode of Friend Code. Your $5 and up patron, you can submit a question. The week we're recording, I'll make a patron post asking for your submissions. If you're a $5 and up patron, you also get episodes of some of our shows and podcasts early as part of our early access tier. So thank you to everyone who supports us in that way. For everyone else who is watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for your support. Anything you want to say before I sign off here, Brad? Since it's a one-on-one thing here.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. It means the world to us that we get to do this every year. You know, hopefully 2021 will be a better year. Hoping for that Zelda and that Switch Pro, baby.
Oh man, yep. Buckle up. 2021 is going to be this year of the Switch Pro rumors. I did a good job, I think, in 2020 of steering clear of most of that stuff. But it will be unavoidable in 2021.
Yeah, especially with me. I always bring it up because I want it.
Oh, it's gonna be so fun when it's real. We get to see it and stuff, man. Yeah. Anyway, everyone, hope you're having a safe and happy holidays. Have a safe and happy new year as well. And until next time, may the way of the hero lead to the Triforce.